Hello and welcome back to the Whatever Podcast. My name is Brad, and this is where I sit down with my friends and talk about things that we care about. Today I'm joined by my good friend Mitch. Hi Mitch, how you doing?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
I'm great.
That's good.
Just living the dream. Living the dream.
Fair enough.
Mitch,
That's good.
why are you here? What are we talking about?
There was a message.
Yep.
You asked me to be on there. I was like, okay.
Yep.
Didn't give any topic a thought until the drive over here.
Okay.
And then...
I love a prepared man.
Yep. You always prepared. I put a hat on.
Oh, nice. I can see the hat.
Yep.
Quickie
it says
Mart.
Quickie Mart.
Nice.
So my topic will be 90s cartoons.
Very nice. This is something, we were both born in the 90s, so we can both talk about it.
Correct. We're qualified to talk about it.
We're highly qualified.
Exactly.
But before we do that, we need to do the poor boy.
The infamous poor.
Yep. We need
the one I fucked up on before.
It's fine. They don't need to know that.
Well, they do now.
When I said fuck it, we'll fix it in editing, I meant it, okay?
Okay.
But
is it meant to?
Now we're entering. Mitch will now crack.
That's the worst. Hold up. Here it comes.
Here comes the pour. Can you feel the bubbles? Yeah. Oh, he's got a technique. Holy shit.
Hey man,
You should have seen the wrist
I've heard
work.
all the same.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be interesting.
Yeah, you wanted to mix it up a bit. Nice. Is that a good 30 pop?
It's okay.
Good 30 pop?
I'm not a big Coke fan.
Oh, mate, the sponsorship's through the roof. It's gone. We lost it.
I'm more of a Pepsi.
Oh, nice. Same. Actually, we're definitely not getting that Coca-Cola now.
Well.
But quick question, too. If you were a Pokemon, which one would you be?
Now, I thought about this. I listened to the second episode, maybe.
Yep.
And there was two that came to mind. One that I forgot the name of. The other one's pretty obvious.
Yep.
Snorlax.
Yep.
Pretty obvious.
I didn't expect that at all, honestly.
I can't remember the name. He looks like a grizzly bear with a circle on his stomach.
Oh, Teddysaur, but there's the evolution of it.
Yes. I can't remember its name. That's the only one I can think of. So it's one of those
Let's
two.
call it Choo Choo Nesbian.
Cool. Choo Choo Nesbian is my
Mitch,
pick.
but his evolution of Teddysaur, I know which one you mean.
Yeah.
Nice. Is it because you're a big Ursa? Teddy-osa. Thank you, disembodied voice.
There you go.
Teddy-osa?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Is it because you're a big cuddly bear?
Because I am.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And it's Snorlax because,
You're a big cuddly Snorlax.
I like to snore and relax.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, you're right.
Look, let's do it. This is the podcast with Mitch where we talk about 90s cartoons. So, Mitch, when you think of the 90s and the cartoons specifically from the 90s, what comes to mind?
Waking up at 6:30, 7 o'clock, turning on Cheese TV, watching... you talked about anime on like the last one of the old episodes.
Podcast
Dragon Ball Z is
up now.
technically an anime, I guess.
Yeah.
I didn't think it used to be until I was old enough to understand what anime is.
Yeah. I don't think anyone knew.
No.
Honestly.
Well, I considered it one of the biggest cartoons I used to watch.
Pokemon?
Pokemon as well. Yu-Gi-Oh!
Digimon. I love Yu-Gi-Oh! Not because it's a good anime, just because it's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
I like how Yu-Gi-Oh! Has no regard for the rules.
I don't remember anything from the show. I know it was related to cards. That's about it.
I like it's a sort of anime where like Yugi's like, I play my dark magician. Kyle's like, well, I just use an M16 rifle, Yugi. It's like, no, what? No.
In attack mode.
In attack mode.
Yeah, not my style.
Oh, man.
Beyblade was another good one.
Beyblade? We're just listing anime.
We are at this point. Anyways, I was more thinking of like the Nickelodeons or like the Cartoon Networks, the Fox shows like Simpsons and Futurama.
Definitely.
Stuff like that.
All the good shit.
The best stuff.
All the good stuff.
Yeah.
Let's break it up into channel. I think that's going to be the easiest way.
Okay, we can do that.
So let's start with Nickelodeon.
Mm-hmm.
SpongeBob.
Obviously.
What else was there? Ren and Stimpy. Not everyone liked Ren and Stimpy.
I hated Ren and Stimpy.
Really?
I thought it was the most disgusting, grotesque show in my entire life. I was so young,
gross.
and everything was fine until they did like the zoom-ins on the.
I remember,
and you could see like every little tiny, you know.
I remember there was once a platter, right? And my friend Ben reminded me of this. I forgot all about it, but I went back and watched it again. There's a zoom in of a platter,
Right.
and there's like a cut off scrotum. I'm not even joking. It's like a pair of balls.
That makes sense.
With like
That checks
hairs
out.
and stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know if it was meant to be something else.
that
but
checks out. Like it's just they would zoom in on like a nostril, and it would just be like the hair, and then it was
I
the
love
most.
it.
I
love it.
hated it.
I love it.
And then SpongeBob does the same type of stuff, but not to the extent that does.
It's not a staple of the show.
Oof, it was rough.
Avatar, Last Airbender. But that wasn't 90s. That was 2000.
That was 2000s. I would class it as just past where I'm talking. I'm talking like Angry Beavers, Catdog.
Oh, the Beavers. Yeah.
What's the other one? Invader Zim.
Oh, classic.
Invader
Yeah, Zim was
really
great.
good. I loved it.
What I liked about Zim is that he was just this twisted little dickhead.
Yeah.
And he just did whatever he wanted.
Nick After Night or Nick at Night or whatever. I think
Nickelodeon.
That's when it was on. The Nickelodeon is my childhood.
This isn't a cartoon, but do you remember Cousin Skeeter?
Yep.
I just found it very funny that there was a black African-American puppet called Skeeter. Just... That tickled me good.
What was that off though? Was it the show Cousin Skeeter or was that?
It was Cousin Skeeter. Yep.
Wasn't there a Skeeter in Doug?
I don't know. I hated Doug.
Yeah, so did I.
I hated Doug.
But there was like an androgynous, like different coloured character. He was like coloured blue or purple, but he was.
Oh wait, yeah, Skeeter. The best friend. I think it was Skeeter.
It was Skeeter, wasn't it?
He used to throw radishes at his principal's house.
Maybe.
Because he's a fucking dickhead.
Yeah.
This podcast is brought to you by the word dickhead today, apparently.
Dickhead.
What about...
Get the code dickhead at checkout.
At checkout.
Yeah, swipe up.
Discount code, yeah.
Yeah.
Sponsor me, please. But... What? So Fox. You mentioned Simpsons.
Yeah.
Futurama.
Yeah. American Dad.
American
I mean,
Dad.
that was late.
Family Guy.
Family Guy counts.
Family
yeah.
Guy was 90s. I think it's like 99 or something.
Yeah. Family Guy is a big one. I never really enjoyed Family Guy as much as Simpsons.
No.
And then Futurama, I never really enjoyed that as much as Simpsons.
See, I'm the opposite. I think
Really?
Futurama is way better.
Yeah, okay. It just didn't translate. There was nothing. I mean, it's a great show, but compared to The Simpsons, it wasn't as quotable for me.
Okay.
Like, I never.
Bite my
The only
big
thing I can
shiny
quote.
middle ass wasn't good.
Yeah, any Bender line, I really, or Zoidberg, it's the only really thing I ever.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Exactly.
Yep.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Yep.
That. That's it. Whereas Simpsons, every second episode was like, you would go to school the next day and do a quote battle from that episode.
Quote battle.
Yeah.
That was all the rage in the 90s.
It was the best.
It'd be like, hey, you behind the bushes. It'd be like, oh,
Quote.
shit, son.
Oh.
Oh, man.
Good fun.
No, The Simpsons had great moments. Like, they've been going for so
They're
long.
definitely terrible now. Have you gone back and watched like some of the later episodes?
No.
They're real hard to watch.
No. I'm not going back because they're awful.
Terrible. It's real
The
bad.
thing that did it for me was Lisa meets Lady Gaga.
Oh, what?
Yeah, it's called like Lady Gaga comes to town and she's like all about like empowering.
When was this? Like 2010?
Oh, it was a terrible time to be alive. Whenever it
Wow,
was.
okay. Got real dark there, Brad.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like 90s and early 2000s Simpsons was great.
Yeah.
What else was there?
Any of the Treehouse of Horror episodes were the best.
Yeah, they're great.
They're
Yeah.
always, or the Emancipation of Bart episode. It was like episode 200 or 300 or something like that, where he goes to a big apartment block building and like there's a skate park with Blink-182 playing. That was always a
good one.
Homer tries to be a skater.
Yep.
That was always.
I'm gonna jump the Springfield Gorge.
Yeah.
It's cool. I know it's Gorge.
Yeah. It's spelt Gorg. I get it.
Yeah, no, that was great. Like in the like Blink-182 is pretty fucking 90s.
Yeah, they're pretty. You can't really listen to that stuff now. It doesn't translate as well. Like listening to. I mean, you can for the nostalgia act of it, but like, if a band was to come out now and play that sort of music, would be like, oh, righto, that's a little cringy.
I think whenever I think of Blink-182 from this is off topic, but whenever I think of Blink-182 from the 90s, early 2000s, I just think of like, I hate my mom.
Where
I hate homework.
Yeah.
I want.
You have to have that ear on your. Yeah, it's bad.
What about Cartoon Network? They had some great.
Man, my dad was a big Cartoon Network dude. He hated all the other ones because they were too kiddie, but like he would watch like the Hanna-Barbera cartoons.
Yeah.
It's like the Flintstones or I can't even.
Johnny
like,
Bravo?
Johnny. He didn't like Johnny Bravo.
Didn't like Johnny?
I did. I thought Johnny Bravo and then Samurai Jack was really good.
Oh, Jack was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, races. Who knows? You decide.
Hey, man. Comments below.
Comments below.
Yeah.
What else? I really like the Adult Swim stuff.
Adult Swim nowadays is a little different.
Very. Yeah, very.
It's proper Adult Swim.
Yeah.
Whereas back then it was like, ooh, I shouldn't be up watching this.
Yeah, it's like, ooh, Dragon Ball Z. Ooh.
Yeah. The one episode where it's like properly Adult Swim of Dragon Ball Z is like when someone gets their arm cut off or something like that.
Yeah.
Nowadays it's like Metalocalypse and Rick and Morty.
I remember
all that sort of stuff.
I remember Adult Swim was just nothing but Space Ghost, Coast to Coast.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I hated that show.
What was the one? Drawn Together? Was that Adult Swim? Or
no, that was Comedy Central.
That's right, it was too.
But Drawn Together was a fucking ride.
Yeah, it was different.
Wasn't 90s, but it was so good.
Yeah, it was very different. Man.
There was so much, like, it's hard, because we're getting old, right? Because we're old men now.
Speak for yourself.
You're older than me.
Shut up. 28 in a month.
Ooh, that's all right.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I want to die.
It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, there were so many great cartoons in the 90s. What do you think? Why were they so much like compared to cartoons today? Would you say they were better, or would you say that they're just,
quality wise? No.
So animation wise, you mean?
Yeah, that and like some of the writing back then was kind of like, I don't know, maybe our perception of like what's cringy and what's not cringy has changed since we've gotten old. Like some of the early episodes of Simpsons, while they're still good to watch, super cringy, like just mega cringe.
I find any episodes that are based on Lisa cringy.
Yeah.
And I find that whole character pretty cringy.
Yeah. What else? I don't know. There's definitely... I still go back and watch most of them when I find them on, if they're on TV or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're too different nowadays. Nowadays it's more... There's a lot of more... the writing seems better. I think, like, I use Rick and Morty as an example. I don't really want to because it's kind of irreverent, but...
I think there's an 80s and 90s influence in Rick and Morty style.
Yeah. I mean, most of the 90s stuff was very irreverent humor. Didn't really have a structure to most jokes. It was like, fart joke, penis joke,
Yeah.
Which I guess is the 90s in a nutshell.
That was definitely the 90s, like American Pie.
Yeah, exactly.
All that stuff.
Yeah. Not another teen movie. Well, that was more 2000s, but
yeah.
All those ones.
All those spoof movies
Exactly.
and stuff. Yeah.
That's what comes to mind for me when I think of 90s cartoons, but it was definitely what molded my comedic and like the sense of humor.
Definitely.
And now all I do is poop and fart jokes. So
isn't it funny how 25 years ago, let's say, what was funny back then was definitely sexual harassment now and stuff like that.
Correct.
Like, isn't it crazy to think there were simpler times? Better? Probably not.
No.
But there was simpler times.
Some would argue that it's better, but I don't think so.
No. We're much better now where we are. But yeah, the 90s was a whole different time for humour, and the cartoons were reflected.
Yeah.
I think that the storylines were way simpler.
Yeah, there was like this character goes there, does that, that's it.
Yeah.
Whereas...
It has like A, B, C.
Yeah,
you know? Now it's like, well, A is going to link up to H,
You know what
two episodes.
You know what it reminds me of?
Mm.
You used to have those books
Yep.
where the first couple of pages were like the prologue
Mm-hmm.
or epilogue or whatever it's.
Yep.
You read it, then you go. If you want to find out what happens next, go to page 200.
Oh, the Choose Your Adventure.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's how cartoons are written now.
They have a script.
Yeah.
And they just like.
Well, were you? I don't know whether you'd watched it, but were you watching the Clone Wars cartoon
Yeah.
from the beginning?
Yep.
It jumps around so much.
It jumps.
That's
a
what I
lot.
mean. Like
Wait, which are we talking about? The 2D or the 3D?
the 3D one,
The 3D. Yeah.
the most famous one.
Yep.
Because the first like 3 seasons, you watch an episode 6 of season 1 or whatever, and then episode 7 is something that happens later down the track,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah. It was all one. Time frame.
Yeah,
You wouldn't have season 5. You wouldn't have episode 5 taking place before episode 4.
yeah. They used to
Like-
do. There was like Reddit pages of like,
Yeah.
well, Reddit never was a thing, but
Yeah.
of like the chronological order of every episode.
Yeah.
I don't think you got that in the 90s. There was
No.
nothing like that. It was
They didn't plan ahead.
no, and I don't think there was a lot of like continuity in a lot of the shows.
Definitely not. I think they were just lucky that it's like, oh, we got renewed for another season.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
Like looking back, there's really not a lot of continuity in The Simpsons.
Not at
The
all.
fact that none of them age is probably continuity in itself. If you want
like, especially from a lot of cartoons do this today still, but especially a lot from the 90s and early 2000s. Every episode at the end, everything would reset.
yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
beginning, a conflict, and then a resolution in every episode.
Yeah.
You don't get that anymore.
Yeah. And like to the point where it was a big deal when someone died on The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Because that's a change forever.
Wait, who died?
Flanders is his
Flanders.
wife.
Yeah. That was, they kept that canon. Like they never changed that. See, like they brought back Mr. Burns. He got shot.
Yeah,
he never
that-
died though. I guess.
That was a great. Can we talk about who shot Mr.
Man,
Burns?
that was a good episode. That was a good couple of episodes.
Yeah, it was great. 2-parters were not a
Man.
thing. Can you think of another 2-parter cartoon from the 90s that was a big deal?
The Imagination Land South Park. That was a 2-parter, wasn't it?
But that wasn't in the 90s.
What was it?
No.
It was close.
That was 2005.
That
was
it was close to the 90s. But no, I can't. Like, not another 2. There might have been a 2-parter in Futurama, maybe.
Maybe. Well, Futurama, technically
Technically
not
90s. Yeah.
but it's close enough.
It's like 2001.
I'd
I think it finished in
Yeah.
like 2006, I think.
yeah, well, it got renewed. Like, that's a whole different podcast. The roller coaster that is Futurama.
Yeah. I couldn't,
Yeah.
I didn't get into it, so I can't relate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great. If you could renew one cartoon from the 90s for a new season, what do you think you would push for?
Angry Beavers, probably.
Hell yeah, that'd
Yeah.
be great. That'd be really good because that show was
Like, imagine Dan Harmon and Justin Roiland writing that show now.
yeah. Norb would become like an alcoholic and he'd be like,
Exactly.
I'm gonna beat you up,
Yep.
and then he would just smack.
And then you could get some of the best voice actors from nowadays
Yep.
to do it.
Well, those
it'd be
voice
good.
actors are still voice acting.
Yeah,
the
but
main
it
two
wouldn't be the
Beavers.
same. You could have just
reckon?
You do Tom Kenny, just do all of them. The
Okay.
voice, he's SpongeBob, by the way.
You just want Roiland and Dan just to be animated.
Listen, I'm a big fan of Rick and Morty. All right, I never used to be.
Oh, really?
When the show first came out, I hated it. I was like, this show's so fucking dumb.
Yeah.
I was above it,
You're
and
above
then
it.
I laughed really hard one day, and I was
And
like,
then your
wow.
IQ got so much higher.
Yeah, man, you have to have a real high hue to be a fan of Rick and Morty. So I've heard.
Yeah.
Apparently, I must be a smart fuck.
But angry, but angry beavers. Okay, so if you I don't remember how Angry Beavers finished.
Honestly, neither do I. I think they.
Actually, I think their house got pushed off a waterfall.
It was late in the show. They had wives, maybe I'm gonna say.
Maybe.
They had and then their house got ruined by the dam breaking or something. I don't know. Didn't really have any continuity or episodic nature, but I feel like if they were to reboot it, it would now.
Yeah.
And you could make a real cool 10-part series maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
It'd be cool.
and they would just like it would be a Netflix series, and they'd be 3D animated. They wouldn't be 2D anymore.
Correct.
And Brad Pitt would be the voice of Daggett. It'd be great. It'd be great.
so
Netflix,
gross.
get on that. But yeah, no. If I was to bring back a series from the 90s, now we're digging deep.
Oh god.
We're digging real deep. Okay. I would want them to remake or do something with a show called The Dreamstone. Okay.
Dreamstone.
The
Never heard of it.
Dreamstone.
Not familiar.
Dreamstone might actually be like 89 or 90, like real early, like before I was born.
Yeah.
But it continued to play well into the 90s. And basically there was a wizard that lived with these human type animals. And basically the wizard was, in a way, he lived on Earth, but in a way he was kind of like God, and there was like the evil guys that lived under the ground, and he was basically the devil. And they would try to steal the Dreamstone from...
I don't remember that at all.
It was just a magical ride.
Man.
They could redo that so well. It had that very 90s...
That's like the Battle Bikers from Mars?
Biker mice.
Biker mice?
Biker mice?
Maybe?
Were they giant mice that had
On
metal
bikers?
arms?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, biker mice from Mars.
What was the other one? It was Sharks?
Street Sharks.
Street Sharks.
Yeah, brilliant.
All
Fucking
those
great.
shows, man. That'd be mad.
That'd be great. They need... Look, kids are just too wussy now. You
I'm
know?
on a Fortnite dance.
I hope they make Fortnite into a cartoon. Now I can put Fortnite in the tags. Well done.
I'll die if they do that.
I guess like for us in Australia, when we think of 90s cartoons, Cheese TV you mentioned before, that was the place.
That was the pinnacle.
Like 7 o'clock in the morning, morning aerobics would finish.
I remember getting up to the
Mixed
morning
feelings
aerobics sometimes.
as a 9-year-old boy.
Do I enjoy this?
I hate this, but I can't look away.
I'm going to stare at the screen.
I hope my mom doesn't walk in.
Turn it off whenever my parents would turn up.
I'm not
watching anything.
I'm just watching the news, Mum. I'm not watching the woman on the ball. And then Cheese TV would
And then
start.
that Satisfaction song awoke something in me when it came out. It's
Yeah.
like, oh my god, what is this?
I'm blossoming into a man.
It was about that time.
Oh man. But yeah, Cheese TV would come on.
Yeah.
It was just a morning kid show.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to get real old school, remember Agro's Connection?
Damn, yeah.
Boy, Agro's a creepy guy.
He was rough.
He was rough. They had the shittest cartoons.
What did they? I can't even remember what they have. I remember Agro, but not the cartoons that they would have.
They had the fucking worst shit. They had things
Was
like...
it Blinky Bill and all those types of cartoons?
He may have had Blinky Bill. No, Blinky Bill was ABC.
Oh, yeah.
But-
ABC cartoons as well. They were...
That's the morning.
Yeah.
No, ABC
That's
was the afternoon.
After
yeah,
school.
Roller
yeah.
coaster.
Yeah.
Yep.
Round the
Yep.
Twist. Not a cartoon, but shout out.
But Agro's Connection had fucking the Three Musketeers, and not the good one. It was like a realistically cartoon drawn.
Yeah,
Three
okay.
It was shit.
I don't remember that at all.
Fuck you, Agro.
Yeah, wow.
You had the
I
shittest
agree.
cartoons.
Yeah.
But yeah, Cheese TV, Dragon Ball Z, like you mentioned, Pokemon, Digimon, Beyblade.
Dragon Ball
Lots
Z
of
was
anime.
just heaps of anime.
I just remembered a really good one.
What?
The Men in Black cartoon. That was really good. If you haven't watched it, go
I think
back
it
and watch
passed
it
me
now.
by. I didn't really...
Oh, dude. Go back and watch that.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
so
I might
good.
have to.
I watch it to this
Interesting.
day. Like every now and
It's
then.
probably on YouTube somewhere.
It definitely is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely is. But man, Cheese TV, what was her name? Ryan and
I
Jay?
remember there was always
Yeah.
a girl, and I was always in love.
wasn't she like the sign language lady?
Maybe.
Oh, our other guest Donnie is just like, I forgot about her. I was
Yeah.
like, what is wrong right now?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, she was on there. Jade and Ryan.
Yes.
They did their thing.
Yeah.
Do you remember the last episode?
No.
No. It's really sad.
I probably cried.
It was really sad.
Yeah.
They said like thank you and
Because then they brought out like WB Kids or something like that,
it was worse than
where
that.
it's now like
It was Toasted Telly.
Toasted.
Yeah. Toasted Telly on your TV. It was the worst.
Yeah.
And they'd always be like a dream world. And they'd
Yes.
be like, come on down and
Well, yeah.
see the new Rugrats water rides. Like, fuck you. I'm not
Yeah, I
going
woke
there.
up early on the Saturday randomly, like maybe 3 or 4 months ago. WB Kids is now the biggest thing.
Really?
Yeah. In Dream World or Movie World sometimes being WB, and then just the worst cartoons.
The worst.
Like Ben 10.
Ugh. Yeah.
And then,
I like Ben 10 Alien Force was cool. This is the 90s again, but Ben 10 Alien
hey man,
Force was
maybe
okay.
just cartoons in general.
Well,
How good are cartoons?
cartoons are great. Let's just take a minute to love cartoons.
Mm.
All right. They're silently.
It's been a minute yet.
Cartoons. But yeah, man, like that was a good time. Do you think we're only nostalgic for it because we grew up with it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
That's what nostalgia is.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just cartoons don't make me feel the same way that they used to
Really?
anymore. Yeah, it's
so
weird.
sad to hear that. I love cartoons.
I don't watch them as much as I want to. Like now, it's just I'll watch reruns of The Office, or which I've only just started watching.
Yeah.
You know, The Office has been out for years, and I've only just started watching it.
Yeah. Right.
But
Yeah.
like I'll rewatch Scrubs over and over again, or Brooklyn Nine-Nine over and over again, and that's it. I don't watch cartoons or anything.
Oh God, maybe you're growing up.
So I don't know what's happened to me.
know.
I've been ruined, Brad.
You're a shell of a man.
I'm so jaded. I'm jaded and cynical now.
But you mentioned like Star Wars animation.
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
Like that. Did you watch Rebels?
I did.
Did you like it?
It was pretty much the same as I loved the Clone Wars one, but Rebels was, for some reason I didn't like, the art style was a little different,
Yeah.
and I was like, whoa, this is throwing me off. Like,
It was less jagged. It was more
Yeah.
rounded looking.
yeah, and the lightsabers were really thin, and that always bothered me for some reason.
But that's
Don't know why it should. It shouldn't bother me.
accurate, because it's so now we're getting to Star Wars lore.
Ugh.
When the Empire took over,
We better not get down this slippery slope of getting to
They-
the new ones.
they acquired all the saber crystals to make the Death Star. That's what shoots the giant beam.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. But so they acquired as much as they could.
Right.
So they had synthetic lightsaber crystals,
Right.
and the synthetic ones were not as strong as the proper ones. So that's why they look a lot thinner in 3, 4, 5,
That makes
5,
sense.
4, 5, 6.
Maybe. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's accurate.
All right.
I won't stand for this.
Jeez. Okay.
But yeah, no.
I just liked the one through line from both of those shows was Darth Maul,
Yeah.
like being like, you find out he's not dead. Spoiler.
Yep.
And then he has spider legs,
Spoiler.
and then he has normal legs. Spoiler.
Spoiler.
Then he finds a brother. Spoiler.
Spoiler.
Has a fight with Palpatine. And then in Rebels, he ends up, super spoiler, being on Tatooine with Obi-Wan.
He meets up. Yeah.
Old Obi-Wan from like episode 4, and then dies.
That whole scene
So good.
is just
The perfect end.
beautiful. Like,
Yeah.
it's done so well.
Yeah.
There's small things like Obi-Wan switches to Qui-Gon's battle stance.
Mm-hmm. That gets
all
me real
sort of-
hard.
there's so many things.
I love that nerdy shit.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It's great. They did a great job with that scene. It was a big deal too.
Darth Maul, that's the only through line through both those series that, like, captivated me. The whole Darth Maul story.
Yeah.
No, I didn't care about anything else because I knew what was going to happen to everyone.
I think like some of the filler episodes of like any Star
They were
Wars
pretty
stuff
bad.
is like something to
Waddle.
the dark side.
I can't do Watto's voice, but...
I mean, that's probably for the best, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's probably for the best.
Yep.
I mean,
Sabongba. That one.
what do we like? Where do we go from here for animation? You said you don't really watch it. Last time you really enjoyed it was like the early
Rick and-
mid 2000s.
Yeah, I enjoyed Rick and Morty. That's
Yeah,
what, I mean,
that's it.
that's it, really.
I think that's more designed for adults though.
Exactly. I think that's why it appealed to me a little bit.
So maybe animation or cartoons aren't getting worse. We're just getting older.
Maybe back to that, we're jaded and cynical now.
Yep. Fair enough.
Maybe I like to cry instead of laugh nowadays.
Oh God, what a bleak image. That's relatable. That is
Hey,
relatable.
man, sometimes you just...
It happens.
Yeah. No, a cartoon never made me... Did a cartoon ever make you cry?
Yeah.
Which ones? Dragon Ball Z made me cry.
Wait, did Donnie?
Guess which episode?
Wait, what? Futurama. Yeah. Oh my God.
The end of Futurama?
I don't know. I don't think that made me cry, but Seymour the dog was heartbreaking.
Oh, that episode.
Yeah, I don't. That was heartbreaking. Don't think it made me cry, but it was real
it was
sad.
rough. Yeah.
I've definitely.
The episode of Dragon Ball Z where Vegeta blows himself up.
That was
pretty sad.
That was rough.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was like his arc. That was like it all led
completion.
to that.
Yeah. And now it's turned into a mess.
Yeah.
We won't go down that rabbit hole though.
Super is something else.
I love Super though.
It's good. It's really good.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing with Vegeta. I feel like they're gearing him up to be a bad guy at some point, but that's a different theory.
He's going to be the god of destruction.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But anime has made me like tear up for sure.
I can't. I watched the first season Attack on Titan. I know you talked about anime on one of the other old episodes, but you know, didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would.
Really?
Yeah. And then I'm not a big anime fan at all.
Oh.
For some reason.
Oh.
Love Dragon Ball Z. That's about it.
Yeah.
Won't go anything else.
Yeah.
I've been told to watch this, and this. Like my boss always tells me, "Oh, watch My Hero Academia and all that sort of stuff." I'm like,
It's good,
I'll
bro.
get into it, you know, eventually.
It's good. It's good.
My problem is I'm one of those idiots that doesn't like to listen or watch subbed. It has to be dubbed, otherwise I can't watch it.
That's fine. I understand it. Sometimes
So
when you want to watch something, you don't have to read.
Exactly.
You know.
You
I get it.
There's a lot of the weebs out there that'll just like, if you can't watch subbed, then you have issues. You don't like anime.
Fucking weebs. Am I right?
There's a few of them, man.
This is a very hate-fueled episode.
No, I don't. Look, man. You can watch what you want. Just don't. I don't know. We're getting off topic.
They're dickheads. Brought to you by the word dickhead.
Dickhead.
Oh man, but what? I don't know, man. So what would be an ideal? You said you like Rick and Morty.
Yep.
What boxes have to be ticked for you to enjoy a cartoon now?
The quality of the animation.
Okay.
Because I grew up drawing and grew up loving art and all that sort of shit. In retrospect, I wish I'd followed down that path. Because now I'm way behind the curve. Love the animation and stuff like that. Has to have good writing. Like I have to be able to like laugh and cry within like a couple of episodes kind of thing.
Yeah, right. Okay.
I don't know. I just like the more deep stuff nowadays. Not just constant poops and fart jokes like the Simpsons used to be.
Yeah, like I said, that stuff was like stuff that was good in the 90s.
Yeah.
It's not good now.
Exactly. It's good in small doses. But never... You can't watch... Like, you can't binge watch like people do nowadays.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, it would blow... Couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it.
Could not do it.
I refuse.
He refuses.
Yep.
God. Rebellious bastard.
That's me.
Here's a random question. We'll finish up on this. If you could take a live action show from now and make it into a cartoon, what do you think would work? Imagine Game of Thrones as like a well done anime.
I don't want to imagine it. Game of Thrones is perfect, and I can't wait for it to end.
Oh man.
But I'm going to be sad.
I'm gonna be sad Monday. I just dated this podcast.
Yeah, you did. Whoops.
I did. Whoops.
Oh, well. Or it's just finished. Or the first episode's just aired, you know.
Or maybe Blu-ray's out. Who knows?
Yeah.
It's a mystery to all.
Yeah, whoa. Game of Thrones would be a good cartoon, I think. But I don't want to see the current Game of Thrones storyline as a cartoon. I want to see like one of the older ones.
Yeah.
Like the old lore as a cartoon, maybe. There was a Lost episode of this podcast that you did at one point about wrestling. I'd like to see wrestling as a cartoon. That'd be pretty cool.
There is a wrestling series. There's Camp WWE.
Ugh.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then there's like every fucking third Scooby-Doo episode.
Good point. Good point.
Have you seen the one where the Undertaker enters a race and Shaggy and Scooby-Doo are on his team, and he's just like, I need to beat Roman Reigns in the race to get the championship. It's like, whoa.
Scooby-Doo, you will rest in peace.
And he's just like, uh-oh, it's the Undertaker.
Oh, no. No, I don't really want to see the wrestling in cartoon form. Cartoon form. I think The Office or Scrubs would be pretty cool in cartoon form.
That'd be funny.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting. I guess
They're just the main thing on my mind at the moment because I was watching episodes of The Office before I came here.
Yeah.
But that'd be cool. Yeah.
The Office.
They're the biggest ones. The Office probably the best one.
Do you remember? You just triggered a memory real quick.
Okay.
Do you remember the Ace Ventura cartoon?
The cartoon?
The cartoon. Oh man. Guess what? Shocker. It was awful. So
Looking back, the movies are not that good either. They're classic movies, but not that good.
Oh man. Well, look, we'll end it there, Mitch.
Sounds good to me.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Do you have any projects or anything you'd
No,
like to talk about?
I'm not doing anything.
You've got to
follow me on Instagram, Mitchtagram.
I was about to say Insta Mitch.
No, definitely not.
That is not it. That is incorrect.
Yeah.
Mitchtagram.
You don't have to. Just don't, maybe.
Nah, do it. It's good content. It's good content.
I don't have anything going. I work. That's about it.
Man, you're a hard sell. It's good.
What do you mean? I'm not hard sell. I just don't do
the
anything.
Opposite. It's hard to sell.
Exactly.
What about you? You're going to be on the on.
I'll be on Donnies podcast tomorrow. I'm doing it. I think it'll be live on Twitch then.
Twitch.tv/Elgenerico.
Yeah. I'm not going to spell it out because it makes sense. There you go.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's
Did
right.
I get it right?
Yes, you did.
Good. All right.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for sitting down, man. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. It was great.
I'm going to, I want you to come back for season 2.
Season 2.
So you've got plenty of time to think about.
Are we going to have Pepsi?
Depends who's willing to pay the most. Am I right, fellas? Ka-ching. But yeah, definitely look forward to you coming back. So you got
I want to
plenty
come
of
back.
time.
I'll think of a better topic that we can actually.
It's a great topic.
It was, but
speak to people. I think everyone's as jaded as we are in our age bracket.
I'd like to hope so.
I'd like to hope so.
Yeah, because then I just feel like I'm not the only one.
Not just me.
Sometimes I'm like, kids come into work and I'm like, ugh, you're one of those people.
You're like, get the fuck out.
Exactly. I feel real bad sometimes, but then it's good to know that people are still jaded as I am.
Oh dear. Fair enough, man. I'm definitely one of them. But hey, this has been the Whatever Podcast with Mitch. Thank you so much, man.
Hooray.
We will catch you next time. And
Bye.